12th Science, Chapter number 1, Solid State, Part 1. Hello students, I am Madhu Sinha, your chemistry teacher. In this video, we will be discussing some important concepts related to solid state. Do like and subscribe my YouTube channel for further notifications. We find so many things around us like rocky mountains, hills, glaciers, sandy beaches, etc. Some exist in solid state. Some are in the form of liquids like rivers, lakes, oceans, seas. The atmosphere is made up of gases. Solids are more common as compared to liquids or gases. In the periodic table, we find very few liquid elements, some gaseous elements, whereas most of them are solid elements. Hence, it is very important to study the structure of solids. The properties of solids mainly depends upon the nature of the constituent particles and the binding forces which are acting between constituent particles. Liquid and gases possesses fluidity. They can flow. Hence, liquids and gases are termed as fluids. Solids are hard and rigid. They cannot flow. Have you ever thought why liquids and gases possesses fluidity and why solids are hard and rigid? It is basically due to the movement and arrangement of the particles. In gaseous state, the constituent particles are very loosely packed, whereas in the liquid state, they are loosely packed. However, in solid state, the constituent particles are tightly packed. They have a fixed position and cannot move. However, they can only oscillate about their mean position. Hence, whether a substance will exist in the form of solid, liquid, or gas depends upon the effect of the opposing factors. The first factor is interparticle attractive forces and the second one is thermal energy. Interparticle attractive forces are the attractive forces which exist between the constituent particles. If the attractive forces between the constituent particles are strong, then the constituent particles are tightly packed. Thermal energy is the energy possessed by the constituent particles due to temperature. Thermal energy is directly proportional to temperature. More is the temperature, more is the thermal energy, and more freely the constituent particles can move. Hence, in gaseous state, the interparticle attractive forces is minimum, whereas the thermal energy is maximum. As a result, the gaseous molecules can move very freely. In liquids, there exists a fine balance between interparticle attractive forces and thermal energy. However, in case of solids, thermal energy is minimum, whereas interparticle attractive forces are maximum, which makes the constituent particle to be held tightly. Hence, solids have strong intermolecular forces and very less intermolecular spaces. Consider the example of diamond and glass. Both of them are solids, but diamond is a crystalline form of solid, whereas glass is an amorphous form of solid. We can classify them on the basis of arrangement of constituent particles. Diamond has an orderly arrangement of constituent particles, whereas in glass the particles are completely disorganized. Hence, crystalline solids have a regular, perfect, orderly arrangement of constituent particles. They are also known as long range order due to proper arrangement of constituent particles. The example of crystalline solids are sodium chloride, diamond, solid iodine, gold, quartz, etc. Amorphous solids have irregular arrangement of constituent particles. In amorphous solid, we notice that there is a regular arrangement of particles in a small region only. Hence, they are said to have a short range order. The examples of amorphous solids are glass, rubber, plastic, etc. In ancient buildings, it is found that the panes of windows and doors are thicker at the bottom and thin at the top. This is because amorphous solids are also called supercooled liquids and have the tendency to flow, though very slowly. The glass objects obtained from ancient civilization appears to be milky due to crystallization. This process is a very slow process and takes hundreds of years. Let's differentiate between crystalline and amorphous solids. On the basis of melting point, crystalline solids have sharp melting point due to regular arrangement of constituent particles. They cannot be molded into different shapes. Amorphous solids melts over a range of temperature due to irregular arrangement of constituent particles. They can be blown into various shapes. Anisotropy and isotropy. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. The physical properties like electrical resistance, resistivity, refractive index, etc., when measured in different directions, gives different values. This happens due to different arrangement of constituent particles observed in different directions. Hence, due to difference in arrangement of particles in different direction, crystalline solids possesses anisotropic nature. Amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Certain physical properties like refractive index, resistivity, electrical resistance, etc., when measured in different direction gives same values due to irregular arrangement of constituent particles in all directions. When a crystalline solid is cut with a sharp-edged tool, it breaks into pieces with regular and smooth surfaces, whereas amorphous solid, when cut with a sharp-edged tool, breaks into pieces with irregular surfaces.